Well, good day and welcome to the OLLI Exchange, where we update the OLLI community about upcoming classes and events. With us today is Judith Tavano. Judith, welcome, and thanks for agreeing to teach a class titled The Long Arm of COVID-19, How the Pandemic Disrupted Generations.
Thanks, Josh. I'm happy to be teaching this class. This class has to do with research I started when we thought COVID was going to be a short-term thing. We thought it was going to be a few months and then we'd be back to normal. And while it was in its beginning stages, my sister, who runs nursery schools and daycare centers on the North Shore of Boston, asked me one day, what did I think this was doing to the young people, her students, the 3 and 4 year olds? And I said, I didn't know, despite the fact that I've been studying the generations for over 20 years, I didn't have an answer for her. So that started me thinking, started me researching, and I did the first presentation of this class for her teachers. And so this will be the second time I get a chance to teach it.
Great. Well, it's obviously a subject that's very current and has impacted all of us in some fashion. Tell us a little more about what folks can really expect to get out of it.
Okay. Well, one of the things that I start with is looking at how the COVID pandemic has affected all generations. And if we think about the 5 adult generations, we know that all those generations have had impact, from older people in isolation to working age people, the change in the work-life balance. And then also if we go to looking at, and we will look at, I call them procreating generation, the procreating generation, what's happened there, and the surprise that we've learned, and I'm not going to give it away, about what's happening for that subset of people in that generation, and then down to the school age children, and then down to the little ones. And that's where I'm going to spend a little bit of time, because as a generations, I call myself a generations researcher, scholar, I don't know what to call myself. Sometimes I say anthropologist, but I have been looking at the generations for over 20 years. And I've learned that how a generation matures impacts how they behave for the rest of their lives. So when you look at the little bitty ones and you look at the 3 and 4 year olds, they're not even at a stage of maturation. So what does that project for behavior for the rest of their lives? And as someone who's interested in the workforce, because I've worked in workforce development all my career, what does that say 20 years from now when they are the entrance into our workforce? What has all this done to them? What is it doing to them? And what will we see when they become the workforce here in this country? And that's why I entitled the session The Long Arm of COVID, because to me, that's the long arm. The young people today, where they'll be in 20 years. So I ask the question and answer it in the session. What's the impact? And some of the impact, I think, might be a surprise to some people. It was to me as I did the research.
Wow, really interesting. As a father of 2 young kids, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, and a wife that's still working from home, it's definitely something that's interesting to me and that I would love to learn about. Finally, Judith, you studied society from a generational standpoint for quite some time now. Tell us a little bit about some of your other research topics, if you would.
Sure. Well, as I alluded to, generations in the workplace is really where I started, and it is my strong suit. And I do work with employers all over the country, actually, in looking at how behavior in the workplace can be improved if we understand the expectations that people bring to the workplace, and those expectations are generationally based. At one point, I worried that I was just another person pulling the population apart, and that and that stopped me cold. I was driving down the freeway one day going to a presentation, and I thought, I'm going to go tell them how to divide their people. And then I realized, that's not what I'm telling them. I'm telling them how to identify the behaviors of people so that we can knit them together. And that's what I spend most of my time doing, talking to organizations about the different issues that arise and how they can put teams together for productivity and harmony and have those teams thrive.
Great. Yeah, that's great.
And then,
What?
as you know, oh, let me add this, Josh,
Go
because I got
ahead.
another class coming up. Then, as you know, on the side, I'm a crafter. So I get really excited about crafting. And my craft is fiber arts and, or excuse me, the Boston accent coming out, fiber arts.
Hmm.
And we have a class coming up on October 12th. I believe it is.
October 12th, Tuesday, October 12th.
October 12th.
Yep.
And I'm going to share my secret of making what is now such the current rage, farmhouse style wreaths for the holidays.
Oh, cool. That might be one I get my wife involved in, and we get some new decorations for the season.
Yeah, she might enjoy it.
Yeah, great. Well, guys, there you have it. Judith's class, the long arm of COVID-19, will meet on Thursday, September the 23rd. It's going to be at the Uptown campus facility of the U of A. If you register, we'll give you detailed directions to that location. Come and learn how COVID's impact on our youngest population cohort will transform the coming decades. The class is a bargain price, $15 for members and $30 for non-members. And again, she's got another class, Wreaths of Fleece for fall and winter, on October the 12th at 10 a.m. at Mount Sequoia. So I'll be looking for more information on it. Judith, again, many thanks for offering this unique opportunity, and we appreciate you being here today.
Oh, thanks, Josh. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Okay, bye-bye now.